Hi, welcome back. Tonight we're going to go through 5 items that we sold on eBay this weekend. We're going to see how long it took them to sell, how much we paid for them, how much they sold for, and then ultimately the net profit. So let's get started right away. I'm going to just go right to the eBay app, look at my open orders, and then we'll start with this one, which is a big drum head. So this is out here. It's got a blue, I'm going to turn a light on. It has a blue sticker on it. And a number. Blue. It should say YB on it. Here it is. I did not put it in a box yet. Some of these larger ones I already put them in the boxes. They're going to get shipped in. This one is a slightly smaller. So here it is, a Yamaha drum head. I got a whole bunch of these drum heads from a drum and bugle corps that was cleaning out their storage space, and they just said, please come and take any of these drum heads that you want. We have hundreds and hundreds of them. So I jammed my car as full as I could. Mostly I took the smaller ones, because even though they're worth quite a bit less than the really big bass drum heads, I have a small car and I could only fit what I could fit. And I was concerned about shipping something that's 30 inches. 30 by 30 by 1 is a pretty unusual package. So that's why I ended up buying these giant pizza boxes from a restaurant supply website. And they've been working out pretty well for shipping drum heads in. I suspect the pizza boxes are probably a little bit sturdier even than the boxes that a drum head manufacturer might ship their products in. This is the first time I'm using one this big. So this is going to have to go probably to UPS or FedEx. I think anything that's over 23 inches on one side going through USPS, the regular postal system, has a pretty big surcharge on it, so it would make shipping this through the post office a little bit too expensive. Okay. This one is going to be, let's measure it and see exactly how big it is. I have a measuring tape here. Whoops. Okay, this is 24 by 20, a little bit over 24. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to wrap a little paper around this drum head. I was just taking some pictures of a backpack earlier today, and I used these scraps of paper to fill the backpack up to make it stand up on its own, to be nice, look nice on the photos. Okay. Speaking of pizza, I ordered a pizza just before coming down here to pack these orders, so I'm trying to get this done before it arrives. I am hungry tonight, and I don't want to start doing this and then have to stop to go eat. So hopefully they'll take a little bit longer than usual, or I'll be able to or I'll be able to go a little faster than usual. We'll see how it goes. Turns out these pizza boxes are pretty inexpensive, really. I think I paid certainly less than $1 a piece for them. I probably got, I'm not sure if there's 200 or 300 drum heads from this drum and bugle corps. And I'm not entirely sure why they were just giving away all these drum heads rather than trying to sell them to raise funds for their organization. But before I left, I gave them a little donation because I didn't feel great about just taking so much valuable stuff for free. I have so many of these drum heads that I started selling them in lots of 2 or 3 similar, the same brands and model numbers and sizes. So if you want 2 or 3 drum heads, you can hit up my shop. I have pretty low prices on them since I got them, since I didn't have to pay for them. I think I looked up the value of each one on Sweetwater, the music supply website, and then I put my prices at least half of what they were selling them for. These drum heads are all brand new, so. Okay, this tape is out. I'm gonna have to run and grab another roll. This always happens when you're in a hurry. Okay. This is a roll of 3-inch packing tape. I usually use that as the sort of the final tape when I'm finishing things up and trying to make it as secure as possible. If I'm just tacking something down, I'll use this this roll of 2-inch tape. That's a lot cheaper. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. This is the first. I sold a lot of the 16-inch drum heads and the 12-inch ones, even the very small sort of 5 and 6-inch ones for congas or small rack toms. I guess they're probably for marching toms. But this is the first one I've sold of this size. Okay, I'm going to move this computer out of the way so I can use my scale. I got this scale off Amazon. I think it was about $24. I would recommend, if you're looking for a scale for your eBay business, try to find one that has the biggest capacity possible. I think this one will go to 400 pounds. And then you're going to want to look for a detached screen for this exact scenario. If the screen was down here on the scale, I would never be able to see the numbers on it. So I have this one that's up here on the wall. And this comes out to 2 pounds, 4 ounces. I'll write all the information on each of these boxes that I make tonight. 25 by 25 by, I'm gonna say 2 or 3. 25 by 25 by 3. Then later when I go to print I'll go to purchase and print my labels off eBay, I'll refer to these numbers. Drum. And then I always put the initials of the buyer so that I can confirm that I'm putting the right label. I'll just compare the label to the initials on the box. I got these little things for scoring cardboard to make my own little handheld box resizer. I think that's not what they're made for, but that's what it's going to be for. Okay, I can turn this light off now. Okay, next thing, W5A is a location, which is over here. Wait, I'm going in the wrong direction. That's something I shipped yesterday. This one is CL Mid 3A, so this little box right here. It's going to have some Barbie shoes. Here they are. So this is a small bag. I'm going to take it out of this because this has a price that I paid for it. I got these at I got a whole bunch of Barbie clothes at it was a church sale, I think. Let's look at my listing. I always put I put a lot of information in the custom SKU field on eBay, so including the location where it's stored, the amount that I paid for the item, where I bought it from, and when. So these came from a church sale. I bought a lot of Barbie stuff there. And I think I sold most of it. These shoes have been sitting around for a while, since not too long, 6 months, 6 or 8 months. I paid $2 for them, and I just sold them for $15. That drum head, by the way, I paid nothing for it. I sold it for $30.99 plus shipping. So once we print the labels, we'll put the shipping cost in a spreadsheet, and we'll see exactly how much profit we made. So $2 I paid for these, sold them for $15. I'm usually looking for, on a small number like that, on a small cost of goods, $2, I'm looking to multiply my investment by 10. So I probably would have had a $19.99 or a $21.99 price on these, and then I took an offer for $15. I'm going to just put these, maybe I will put them in a small box. I don't want them to get crushed in shipping in an envelope, so I'll use a little small box. So I usually use that 2-inch tape just to tack down the flaps of a box until I'm able to put the better quality tape on it. But in this case, this is such a small box, I'm just going to put the 2-inch tape around the whole thing. Got a little crooked with it, so I ended up using it twice. Okay, so I will write on here shoes. This is going to be pretty light, only 6 ounces. And then I know this box is 6 by 5 by 5. And these shoes are going to Ohio, which is pretty close. And they're going to ND. Okay, next. Kitchen drawer 2 is right here. This is an atomic projection clock. I don't know how vintage it is. It looks a little vintagey, but I don't think it's probably that old. I'm not exactly sure what it does or how it works. It came from Kohl's originally. It was $40 originally. I bought it at a Goodwill for $4, and I'm going to sell it for $22. I've already sold it for $22. I'm going to bring these boxes in for later, but I might be able to use one of them right now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use this box. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I'll use this tape dispenser to put a little tag, a little tap. What do you call it? tack. I'm just going to tack it down and then put a higher quality tape over the top of it. I use a lot of recycled boxes, but I don't trust this paper tape that Amazon uses for more than one shipment, so I'll put another piece of tape over the top of it. Then, to just cover up these labels, I'll use one of my thermal printer labels and I'll just put it right there. They're so cheap that I don't have to worry about conserving them. In fact, it's pretty easy to find free options if you look around for them. Okay, this is a clock. It weighs 1 pound 7 ounces, and the box is 15 by 10 by 5. And it is going from Chicago to Michigan, so pretty close by to a JM. The next item on my list, okay, BR4. This is on the bookshelf in the bedroom. I use this bed for things that I'm working on, so I've got my photo station there and things I'm getting ready to photograph are right there. BR4, it's a laser disc. It's brand new, still sealed. This is a movie called Double Exposure, which I've never heard of, starring Farrah Fawcett. It's one of these cutouts. They used to do this for items that in a record store or a movie store the item didn't sell, and they would get reimbursed for it. So the distributor would just ask them to damage the package so they couldn't sell it, but a lot of record stores would sell those items anyway. I know I bought a lot of CDs that had holes drilled in them, and they called them cutouts. Okay, I can't remember if it was 100 laser discs for $85 or 85 laser discs for $100, but it was one of those two. And I thought I was doing good. They were in a basement at an estate sale, and I picked out all of the ones that were still sealed, and then I picked out anything that seemed sort of unusual, like a niche market. So it was a lot of concert films, opera, for the most part. Everything I brought home was sealed, so I assumed a Laserdisc collector would be excited to get them, but this is one of the times when I made the mistake of not doing my research until I got home, and essentially all of those laser discs have no value. There were 2 or 3 that I decided to list, and they were all of the ones that were a little bit risque, so this looks like maybe it was kind of a sexy movie at the time. One of the other ones that seemed like it would be worth selling was Boxing Helena, another sort of a erotic thriller of some sort, and that's still in my shop. I haven't been able to sell it. It's gonna be good. Okay, this laser disc, I estimated, I usually, if I bring home a big lot like that, I'll just divide the amount I paid by the number of items I got to get a cost of goods. So I'm estimated I spent $1.33 on this laser disc based on that, and I sold it for $19.99, but unfortunately it took 11 months to sell. And the other 80 or 100 that I brought home are just sitting over here in the other room. I'm thinking about having a yard sale and just marking them 3 for $1 or 3 for $5 or something. But then I also considered putting the whole lot on Facebook Marketplace, try to just get my investment back. Okay, I'll just put LD for Laserdisc. Should be 13 by 13. 13 by 13 by 1. I'll use this in the future for some kind of packing. And it weighs exactly 1 pound. I wish it was... Do I want to... I'm going to take a little bit of this flap off to try to save some weight. Once you go over 1 pound with USPS, it can get much more expensive. So I'm going to try to get this down to 15 ounces. And I did have an awful lot of extra cardboard on here. Okay. Still 1 pound. Sometimes I do this. I don't often. There we go. It said 14 ounces that time, but I'm going to call it 15 just to cover my bases. I think on eBay, eBay goes from 15 straight to 1 pound, but some of the other shipping services like Pirate Ship, I believe you can do decimals, so you could say 15.5 ounces or something like that. I think all the way up to 15.99, 15.99. I'm calling 0.15, and this is going to Minnesota. Everything's pretty close this time around. JPK. It feels like the most common places I ship to. I'm here in the middle of the country in Chicago. It seems like the most common places are California, Florida, and New York, the places that are as far from me as you can get. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of this crate. And be careful because there's some fragile items in here. This thing's not very fragile though. Okay, this is a toilet paper dispenser. I think it comes from Japan. So you can quickly open it up and you put a roll of toilet paper on here and then close it. Put the paper through here and it comes out the top like a tissue dispenser. This company makes some that have like anime faces, like Japanese characters on them, and those I think sell for quite a bit more money. This one, I bought it at the Goodwill. I paid $4 for it and I sold it for $22. I'm hoping it will fit. Sorry it's so dark here. This is where I keep my good boxes. I'm hoping it will fit in one of these, but it might not. Yeah, it will. Okay, this is the last package, so I should be done with this roll of tape for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put some paper inside here to keep this tube from rattling around too much. When I saw this at the store, and I thought it was going to be one of the ones with the faces on it, and I know those might be $80 to $100, I think. I was excited, and then I realized it wasn't as good as I thought it was. It's still good enough, $4 into 22. Not quite meeting my 10 times cost of goods. Okay, put a little paper in the bottom. like to use the paper because it's so much cheaper than bubble wrap. So I'm trying to be, well, I wasn't quite done with this yet. I'm trying to keep everything as cost effective as possible. So paper it is. I think it's probably a little bit more environmentally friendly too. Okay, I'm just going to write TP on here for toilet paper. It weighs 1 pound 9 ounces, and it's probably 9 by 9 by 9. These boxes say 8 by 8 by 8 on the bottom, but that is typically the inside dimensions, not the outside dimensions. And it is going to JL in California. There you are. So much stuff goes to California. I guess it is. Is it the most populated state? Maybe. Okay, let's put our tools away. And then we're going to move here to printing the labels. This is my spreadsheet where I keep track of each individual item, how much it sells for, and how much profit I make on it. I've been talking a lot about getting rid of this system because I'm shipping more and more stuff, and it's getting a little bit too cumbersome to try to keep track of every single detail like this. I'm just going to have to keep track of money in and money out. Okay. We'll go to eBay's bulk label purchasing page, which is here, and then we'll just go through each of these items, add the weight, add the dimensions, and then print the labels. So 1 pound, 9 ounces, 9 by 9 by 9. That's going USPS Ground Advantage for $9.31. I'm going to put these numbers straight into this spreadsheet as we go. So that little toilet paper holder earned me $14.29. Okay, next up is the laser disc, which is 15 ounces thanks to some careful chopping. $4.63. I usually anything that I plan to ship medium mail, I check Ground Advantage to see if it's cheaper. In this case, it's not. But if it is cheaper, I prefer to use it because it comes with $100 worth of postal insurance. Okay, this clock is 1 pound 7 ounces, 15 by 10 by 5. And Ground Advantage is going to be $6.34. Oh, I forgot to put these in the spreadsheet. Let's go back. $4.63 for the laser disc. So that laser disc was $15.57. This clock, $6.34 for the shipping label. It's going to be, this is after, this calculates all my fees, my cost of goods, the shipping costs, the promotional fees if I have any. And in this case, that clock earned $15.04 for us. Okay. Barbie shoes are just 6 ounces. Looks like I overcharged for shipping, but she was happy to pay it. Maybe that's why it took so long to sell. Shoot. 6 by 5 by 5. Ground Advantage, $4.44. So I had that listed at 2 pounds by mistake. I probably meant to put 2 ounces. Well, it still would only have been $6. 6 ounces, $4.44. These shoes earned $12.66. And now the drum head, which I sold for a pretty low price. 2 pounds and 4 ounces. 4 ounces, it's 25 by 25 by, let me call it 3. So right now I have it listed for UPS Ground, that's $17. Ground Advantage. For only $1 more, I can send it Ground Advantage, just slightly less than $1. And then I won't have to make a special trip to the UPS office, so I'm going to go ahead and ship it that way, although I'm risking getting an oversized surcharge in the future. This is going all the way to Florida. So the two places I was talking about earlier, California and Florida, all I'm missing is in New York for the hat trick. Let's see what FedEx is. 15. There is a FedEx right on my way to work in the morning, so it's only $15. I'm going to choose that, and then I'll just drop it off as I go to work. So total of $39.78 in postage today. If anybody can point me to the direction, I'm interested in trying to pay for these with a cashback credit card to pay for all of my shipping that way and get 3% back or 6% or whatever they offer, because I do spend a lot of money on shipping. So if anybody knows a good tutorial on how to do that, I wasn't really able to find a good answer. Seems like you have to do something through PayPal, connect PayPal to your eBay account, and then connect the credit card to the PayPal account. I'm not sure. Okay, here we're going to print the labels, so they'll come out this little thermal printer right here. Okay, the FedEx one is this drumhead. Thank you for the purchase. Okay, now we're going to ND. These are the Barbie shoes. Thank you, ND. This is the clock, JM. Thank you, JM, I appreciate it. Next up, JPK, a laser disc. Thank you for taking this out of my house after all this time. And then the toilet paper dispenser is going to, whoops, I accidentally stuck this label to the back of the sheet. This is going to be a problem. Okay, this is going to JL. I'm gonna check these. Okay, since I messed that up, I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of tape right across here. I don't think the USPS likes to have tape across there, but I don't want to print that label again. Okay, that's everything. It was a pretty slow weekend for me. Only 5 packages and pretty inexpensive ones. Let's see the total that we made since Saturday and Sunday. This is Sunday night. There's a possibility that some more orders will come in overnight that I'll have to get ready to ship in the morning. Okay, only $96.47, so that's about half of what I'd be shooting for. I like to get a minimum of $100 per day average. But 96 is better than nothing. Right now my daily average is $148.37, and my average sale price is $32.12, so I think I'm doing okay. These are going to get packed up, put out on the porch. I'm going to put in a request for the carrier to pick them up in the morning, and then we'll be all set to see what happens on Monday. So join me again for another packing video. I'm sure I'll do another one tomorrow night. If not, I'll do some photo sessions of items that are getting ready to list. So please subscribe to my channel if you like what I'm doing here. If not, thanks for watching anyway. Have a good night.